if you're watching this video, I'm excited because that means that you're trying to figure out how to write this accordion paragraph. And basically, one of my goals for you this block is to become a really great paragraph writer, and this structure or framework is just one way to go about doing that. So really, I just kind of want to explain it quickly through, and I think that you'll catch on very, very quickly. But really, the first thing that you're going to do is just simply write a topic sentence, and then the next thing you're going to be doing is talking about a reason, a detail, or a fact. Most of the time it's going to be a detail, and you would use a transition word. And then you're going to stop and explain that detail. And then once you've finished, and you can go back, you can add some more details and some more explains, and you don't have to have just one sentence explains. You can have 3 sentence explains. But then when you're done with your paragraph, you kind of go back to the green so you remind the reader of what your topic sentence was. And so that's basically the structure of the entire format. What it means is your topic sentence, that's kind of the green as far as the stoplight. That means the go, right? So that's what you're writing about. What are you trying to prove? What are you going to explain? What information are you sharing? What are you writing about? So you just write a one sentence topic sentence answering the prompt. It can even be as simple as restating the question. That's going to be your topic sentence, and you're done. Okay, just one sentence. From there, you go on to the yellow part of the stoplight, which is to give your reasons or your details or your facts. So you don't do all of these things. It kind of just depends on which piece of writing you're talking about. But let's say you read a novel and I ask for you to explain the setting. Well, then you're going to stop now, and your details are going to be about the setting. I know the setting is this, da 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 da, and you're going to tell me your details, okay? Now, the next part, the red part, is where you stop and you explain it, or you present evidence. So if you say, hey, I know the setting is 1870 and it's in the woods, then you're going to give me a quote that shows that that's how you knew that, or how you put those pieces together and made that inference. So that's all the red is. From there, you would then, sorry, I don't have the next slide, but you would then finish up. If you were talking about, let's go back to our example of setting, if that was your paragraph, then you would write a green sentence to finish the sentence that would tell us about the setting. And so if you were to write an 8-paragraph paragraph, it basically looks like this, an 8-sentence paragraph. Sorry, it's got all these different, so you can see where you've got the topic sentence as one, and then you give your reason, you stop and explain, you can give another detail, you can stop and explain, you can give another detail, and then you stop and explain. So if we go back to our setting, your topic sentence could say, hey, I know that the setting is 1870, it's a dark forest, and it was in Manhattan. Okay, so then your first reason is going to be our example of it was 1870, and then you're going to use your quote to explain it. Your second detail was that it was a dark forest, and then you're going to use your quote to explain it. And then your third one was it was in Manhattan, and then you're going to use your quote, and your conclusion is going to be, therefore this is why I know that the setting is 1870 in Massachusetts, or Manhattan, I guess. Can't switch locations. So the other things that you can do for the stopping point, sometimes you can explain, sometimes you can elaborate, sometimes you can give evidence, sometimes you can even use expert opinion. You can give examples, effective illustrations, everyday experience that comes from your experience, and then exact information can be quotes or facts. So all of those are just examples of how you can stop and keep explaining, okay? So you're going to see, sorry, we're going to actually skip this part, ignore that. We're going to skip this part too. How's that for a recording? Okay. So when you have your paragraph done, it's going to look similar to this. I am going to actually ask you to color code each of your paragraphs. So you should have a green topic sentence, then you're going to have your first detail, and you need to have your transition in there, okay? And then you're going to have your explain. Remember, your explain does not have to be one sentence. It can be 2 or 3. You can have multiple. Then you're going to go on to your next detail, which is down here, and you're going to need another transition. So, and then your red, and then your green, which goes back to reminding us what your topic sentence was. And again, in each of your writing assignments, I'm going to have kind of an outline that you can follow. And it will be a requirement to go ahead and to color code this. Okay. Why do we do this? Why are the E's, or the red part, so important? Because it adds interest and it explains your thoughts, all right? So you always want to ask yourself, do I have enough reds, or have I explained my idea? And have I included specific examples? Okay. If you want more than one sentence, it's simple. This is kind of an example to show you how the outline looks. And this type of example or outline will be inside of your, when you go to each writing assignment. I will already do the outline for you. You do not need to do it. But you can see from the next example, when it comes up here, these are kind of where the sentences came from. So I watched the aerial rope artists hanging using their arms and legs is our topic sentence. And then with incredible strength and at unbelievable heights, they spun around and around. The speeds and the heights would make most people extremely dizzy, not this group. Now they move on to their second detail, which was they hang upside down. So for long periods of time, they hang upside down. Stop, explain. They supported themselves by wrapping their feet around the rope. Okay, and now I'm going back to my topic sentence. Throughout the performance, they smiled and greeted the cheering crowds. All right, now to look at what it actually looks like then when you push them all together, you know, it's the same colorful with the green and the yellow, red, green. And it doesn't always have to have 2 yellows in it. You might have 3 details, and so then it'd have 3 yellows. You might have 4 details, so it'd have 4 yellows. You just need to go in where it's yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, and then you end in green. Okay. Here's an example of an essay. So this is The Best at the Circus was their title. Here's that same exact little outline. And so you can see that they wanted to talk about rope artists first, and then they wanted to talk about artists on swinging bars. So here's our first paragraph is rope artists, and here's the trapeze artist is the second paragraph. And you can see these were the details they wanted to talk about. They wanted to talk about twists and spins and hanging upside down, and that's what we get to see inside of here. Here they begin with their twist, and then when they get to their hanging upside down, here's our second point right here. So this is that paragraph that you just saw put into place. And then because this was a full essay, it had an introduction paragraph and it had a conclusion paragraph. Okay. You're going to want to use the highlighter tool to highlight your topic sentence, and then your key or star ideas, which are your details, are going to be yellow. And then next you're going to want to do your reds. And then last you're going to want to highlight or change the font of the conclusion to green. And just in case you don't know how to do that, let me show you an example very quickly. So these are the instructions inside of your, let's say that this was just plain. Let's just put it back to plain. Okay, so this is what it might look like when you finish. So you have 2 options. I think the easiest is probably just changing the font, which is up here. It's this big blue A, and if I click there, I can just quickly select a dark green. Now, with the yellow, if I go to yellow, it's kind of hard to read, so it looks like this. So I think it's easiest to leave this black and just highlight this yellow. And then go back to changing my fonts. And I would maybe, so this is my red, this is my second yellow, this is my red, and then this is my green. And as you're going through this, you'll be able to very quickly see, oh shoot, I don't have my second detail, or I don't have my my second red, and then you can fix it right then and there before you submit it to me. So that's it. I hope this is helpful. I know it may be confusing the first one or two times that you do this, but I am really hoping that this is going to help you write better paragraphs. So as always, if you have questions, let me know, and otherwise I look forward to reading your work.